Well, hey there, YouTube. I'm here with a car that none of you have probably seen. Well, a few of you have probably seen, but those of you are just people that I know in person. But anyway, this is a car that I have neglected to do a video of in, 5 months I think we've had this silly thing. But anyway, the details. This is a 2008 Escape XLT V6 all-wheel drive. Now, those of you that know, this is the older 08 Escape that has the 4-speed automatic and the 200 horsepower V6, Duratec V6, instead of the 240 horsepower in the 09 and the 6-speed automatic, but I kind of prefer this one, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. But anyway, let's go ahead and show you. The first thing I noticed about this thing is that it actually has wheels off an Escape hybrid. Which I don't think look bad at all. Kind of actually looks pretty good with the Escape, with the normal Escape. Not that there's really any difference between the hybrid and the normal one, but I think it doesn't look bad. I don't know that I would, make it a point to get these wheels, but yeah, whatever. And it also has brand new tires, albeit they're not like some awesome brand. They're Westlake, whatever the hell that is, but they're quiet, they're brand new, so, I'm not complaining. This is the light sage metallic color, which is actually pretty nice. It's white, but it's like kind of green. I don't know, it's got like a greenish twinge to it, and it's really nice when the sun shines on it. But anyway, black door handles, of course, because this is an XLT, along with black mirrors and the black roof rails up there. And of course this has, I believe, what Ford calls the light camel interior. And it's actually quite a nice looking interior. Sorry, the steering wheel's upside down, poor presentation. But anyway, XLT comes standard with 6-way power adjustable driver's seat, and of course the back 2 ways are done by this handle here. So not fully power, the Limiteds had power, but it does have fully automatic headlights. Let me go ahead and come in here. This does not have steering wheel audio controls. Only the Limited had steering wheel audio controls for 08, I believe, but then the 2009 and up XLT and Limited had steering wheel audio controls. And the gauges kind of changed a little bit too, from these to the newer ones. But the main change here is that this has a, turn it on, normal odometer as opposed to the one with the trip computer in it. Bong, 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 yeah. This has 79,457.6 miles. It had like 76 when we bought it, so it hasn't gone too far. It does have a normal 4-speaker audio system, which, isn't bad at all. It actually sounds really good. It's better than the 6-speaker audio system in the Focus, believe it or not. So, completely happy with that. You have AM, FM, CD. Interestingly enough, satellite, because Ford was too, lazy to remove that button. If you press it, it says no sat radio. When I worked at Sheehy, we would always accidentally sell them, and the salesperson would tell the customer that it had satellite radio, and it wouldn't. So we'd have to end up paying aftermarket to replace like this whole unit with one that had satellite radio. So that would get very costly very quick. And of course, aux is down here. But anyways, yeah, it's a great little audio system, really no complaints. Simple climate controls, 4 fan speeds. And you have all of your different zones here, and of course the one thing I really like is just a button to turn it all off, which is really nice. Down here you have your traction control, you have your 12-volt power outlet, and you also have your aux jack in this nice rubbery material here, which is actually removable for cleaning, which is nice. So you can put your phone down here and it doesn't kind of slide around a lot. And yes, this being a 2008 has the older 4-speed automatic, but of course those of you that know about the terrible 6F35 will know that that's not exactly a bad thing. The 6F35 is known for terrible shift flare issues and just all kinds of slipping, and I just Google it and you will understand what I'm talking about here. So really nothing wrong with this powertrain. It's a little slow to shift, it kind of has a little delay, but smooth, linear, really no issues here. I don't have any problems with it. I'm used to the crappy 4-speed auto in the Crown Vic, so you can imagine this isn't really much of a change. Down here you have your smiley face. but actually these are 2 different size cup holders, and this comes out for easy cleaning in case you spill something down in there. And you have your center console here. Sorry about all the crap in it, but actually this is removable, and not a lot of people know this, is that you can take this out, and you see this little trapezoid shape. If you look here on the side, there is a little thing it goes into, so if you don't have a passenger and you're taking a long road trip and you need a trash can, that's perfect. Or if you need something to catch change or whatever else, it's a great thing to have right here. And also, if you do this real quick, if I close this, there's also one of these things here on the back, so you can just slide it in. So if you have kids back here, again, if you're on a road trip or whatever else, they can put all their trash in there. Easy. Once you're done, chuck it and put it back in its appropriate spot. So just a little tip there if you didn't know already. Pretty cool little idea from Ford. Occasionally they do have a really good idea, and that was one of them. Vanity mirrors up here, not lighted or anything, but just simple mirrors, nothing too special. They do come off, of course, and flip over to this side. Let's take a look in the back seat. And of course, the back seat on these is actually really comfortable. Let me get in here. I'm sitting like a normal person here. I've got plenty of support. The backrests are not straight up and down. They've got plenty of cushion. I'm actually pretty comfortable back here. You've got a little cubby down here, so if you're on a road trip or something, you have somewhere to keep stuff and it's not flying everywhere. Materials carry through from the front. I almost kind of wish they would have just carried through this same color back here to the front instead of having it change colors. I think it would have been a little bit more cohesive, but then maybe it wouldn't have made as much sense with the silver center console. So I'll leave that up to the highly paid design engineers at Ford. You have 2 cup holders here for the back seat. This console is very similar to the one on the Crown Vic because it's got a little cubby back here, and it's got, cup holders up in the back behind the front seats here. Got a little cubby for storage, has a 12-volt outlet. Of course, the one on the Crown Vic doesn't work. This one does. Let me show you how the seats work back here. If you pull up on this little tether right here, it pulls the seat bottom up. You flip it, and then you pull the lever here. And of course, once you take the headrest out, completely flat. I actually had this thing loaded up to the ceiling with bikes and all kinds of stuff from the old apartment. And it actually has quite a bit of cargo room. So you can also just leave this down if you need some extra room. You can still fold this without pulling the seat up. But it only comes to about that much of an angle. But that will still help you out if you just want to throw something in real quick. And opening the rear tailgate here, something to note, the 08 is the only one with the little button right here up above the license plate and under the Ford emblem. In 09 and subsequent model years, they moved it to right here for some reason. I guess better leverage, but I have no problem with it right here. And of course the glass release is right here, which is nice if you have groceries and you just want to throw them in real quick. So open the tailgate here. And very generous cargo area back here. You could fit tons of stuff. This is why I like, and I guess why a lot of people like compact SUVs, because you don't have the terrible gas mileage, but you still have all this room to throw stuff in. And if you lift up the carpet here, you have your jack storage under there. And some of these came with a wet trunk that came up, and you could put all kinds of, I guess wet swimsuits or whatever else you wanted in there. And that was a factory option. Interesting fact, this little panel here that you pull back actually is not really for anything in general, but rental cars, Enterprise used to put the owner's manuals in here. So we would have a salesperson would sell a car and they'd say, oh, this car had no owner's manual, but actually they would be stashed down in here because most customers, if they were renting a car and wanted to steal something, wouldn't think to look in there for the owner's manual. They'd just be looking in the glove box. So that's someplace Enterprise usually hides these things. And we used to get these a lot at Sheehy. So actually right here and right there is where the factory cargo cover is. I would like to get one for this one eventually, but of course no big rush on that. You've got 2 little cubbies here to hold miscellaneous stuff, so plenty of room back here. And of course you've got 2 handholds here. roof racks up there are handy, and they will come in handy for kayaks when it gets warmer outside. Of course, you just have to get some crossbars, throw them on, and it's not too high to where you can't actually reach up and put stuff up there. So, and you will note that the 08s also didn't have the little, I don't remember if it's here or if it's here on these, but they don't have the little, you know, number pad. Let's go ahead and start it up. And I'll show you the engine, which is the 200 horsepower Duratec. Now the first thing we had to do on this thing was to change the spark plugs, and just a word of caution, on these things you have to take the entire intake manifold off to get to these rear spark plugs, so keep that in mind. If it's cheap to pay someone to do it, I would definitely have it done at a shop. So definitely, really, I like this engine. It sounds good at high RPM. I went down to Richmond yesterday, got about 22.5, 23 miles per gallon, something like that. So really not that bad for the amount of power that it has either. If you're looking for one of these, I would definitely not go with an 08 with 4-cylinder. It's deathly slow, and it doesn't sound great, and it's just buzzy and not good at all. If you're going to go with an 08, which, I mean, there are a couple advantages to going with an 08. Most importantly to mention is the automatic, which is not the 6F35, which has all kinds of issues. I mean, it's the 4-speed. They did have some problems with them in the earlier generation Escape. From what I understand, they pretty much ironed them out by the time they got to the 08. So, I mean, it wasn't like I went out to seek an 08, but just kind of ended up with it. It's a really nice car. It's great for road trips, super quiet, so I really think it ended up being a pretty good buy, and we're going to keep it for a while. Because it's nice to have an SUV around, let's be honest, especially one with the tow package on it. So, anyways, I've gone on for 12 minutes now. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll hope to see you soon with the driving video of this and the Crown Vic, and I have another car to show you too. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.